And let me go and open one notepad. Let me go and open one notepad.
Okay.
And let me keep here. Let me go and keep here. What is the agenda for today's classes? In today's class, we'll go and discuss about introduction to Microsoft Power Platform. Right. So in today's class, in the next coming 60 minutes of time, in the next coming 60 minutes of time, so we'll go and discuss a complete introduction to Power Platform. So we'll understand what type of software it is, what is Power Platform, uh, what we can do with the help of Power Platform software. And also we'll understand who will use the Power Platform and who will help the Power Platform developers. So in detail about what is Power Platform, we are going to discuss now in today's class, right? So let me go and list out. Let me go and list out all the different points which we are going to cover now in today's class, guys. First, I list out the different points we are going to discuss now in today's class, right? Fine. So let me go and list out all the points, guys. The first point we'll understand what is Power Platform. The first point we'll understand what is Power Platform. The second point we'll understand about the business applications. What is business applications? And third point we'll understand about how to implement how to implement the business applications using Power Platform software. We'll understand how to implement the business applications using Power Platform software. This is the third point to understand how to implement the business applications using Power Platform. And next, finally, one more point to understand Power Platform architecture. What is the architecture of Microsoft Power Platform? Let me show you the architecture, guys. Let me go and open the architecture now. Now, this is what the Power Platform architecture. So you'll understand what is the architecture of Microsoft Power Platform by the end of this today's class, right? Fine. Okay. So these are all the points which we are going to discuss now in today's class, guys. So among all those points, first let me start with what is Power Platform. Now try to understand, guys. For now, at a high level, just try to understand what we can do with the help of Power Platform. For now, just try to understand at a high level what we can do with the help of Power Platform. So now within the Power Platform, we can create the apps. Power Platform is used for what? It is used to create the apps. And within the Power Platform, we can create some websites. And within the Power Platform, we can create some chatbots. Within the Power Platform, we can do some automations. And within the Power Platform, we can store the data. It will act as one data source. It will act as a data source. And also within the Power Platform, we can do the data analysis. We can do what? Data analysis. So these are all the 6 things or the 6 components which we are able to implement with the help of Power Platform. Within the Power Platform, these are all the 6 components which we are going to implement. Yes, we can create the apps, can create some website, we can create some chatbot, we can do some automations, we can store the data, and also we can do what? Data analysis. These are all the 6 things which we are going to implement in the Power Platform. So how to implement all the 6 components within the Power Platform, and also why we need to go and implement them, we'll understand this. We'll discuss in today's class, right? So now along with this, we'll understand one few more points in today's classes. The next point to understand that is who will use the Power Platform software. And also we'll understand one more point that is who will hire the Power Platform developers. Who will hire who? Power Platform developers. So these 2 points also we'll understand now in today's class, right? So these are all the points, guys. These are all the points which we are going to cover now in today's class. I'm listing out all the points which I'm going to discuss now in today's class. So each and every point we'll understand in a detailed way, right? So now among all those, first let me go and discuss about what? First, we'll understand these 2 points, guys. First, we'll go and discuss about who will use Power Platform and who will hire the Power Platform developers. We'll go and understand these 2 points first, right? Okay. Now try to understand, guys. First point, who will use Power Platform? Let me keep here, guys. Now try to understand who will use the Power Platform means. Let's say if there is any company, whatever the company is, guys, if there is any company, the companies will do what? The companies will do some business, right? Now let's take well-known companies for us, guys. Let's take Amazon. Amazon is one company. They're doing some business. What kind of business? They're doing some e-commerce business, right? And let's take some other company like ICICI. Is one company. They're doing some business. What business? Banking. And let's take some other company like Swiggy. Swiggy is one company. They're doing some business. What business? Some food business. So like this, if we take any company, whatever the companies, the companies will do what? The companies will do some business, guys, right? Okay. We know that the companies will do some business. Now, let's take some companies here, guys. Let's take Amazon. Let's take Amazon is there. Amazon is one company. Now they are doing some business. What business Amazon is doing here? Amazon is doing the e-commerce business, guys. Amazon is doing what business? E-commerce business. Okay, fine. So now try to understand one point here, guys. Do you people think that? Do you people think that Amazon company directly it will go and start doing the e-commerce business? Do you people think that Amazon company directly they'll go and start doing the e-commerce business? No, guys. So Amazon this company directly they are not able to start doing the e-commerce business. Or let's take ICICI is there. Do you think that ICICI company directly they started doing the banking business? And let's take Swiggy. Do you think that Swiggy company directly they started doing the food business? No. So now before going to start the business, before going to start what business? Now what the companies need to do before going to start the business? The companies need to go and implement some applications, guys. Before going to start the business, the companies need to go and implement what? They need to go and implement some applications, right? Now, what applications the companies need to implement? So I said that what I said before going to start the business, what the companies need to do? Companies need to implement what applications? Now, what applications the companies need to implement? Companies need to go and implement what applications means business applications, guys. Before going to start the business, the companies need to do what? They need to go and implement some business applications. Okay. Now, what are called as business applications, guys? What are called as business applications? Till now, we understand to start the business, before going to start the business, the companies need to go and implement some applications. What applications? Business applications. Now, the next point we need to understand here. Now, what are called as business applications? Business applications means what? Let me give you some examples, guys. Let's take Amazon is there. Amazon is doing what business? E-commerce business. So now Amazon company, as they are doing the e-commerce business, so they'll have some business applications. Let's take here. Amazon company will have some apps or not? Yes. App is one of the business application. Amazon company will have the websites or not? Yes. Website is one of the business application. Amazon company, nowadays they are creating some chatbots. Chatbot is also one of the business applications. And next, Amazon company will do some automations, guys. To perform the automations, they need to have some other application, right? To do the automations, they need to have some other application. And next, Amazon company will have some business data. Now they need to store the business data at one place. Now to store the business data, they need to have what? Data sources. They need to have what? Data sources. And also, if the company is doing some business, then companies will go and analyze the data. So they will do what? Data analysis. To perform the data analysis, we need to have some other application. So these are all called as business applications, guys. If you take any company, either Amazon, Swiggy, Zomato, Insta, Blinkit, any company, if you take this, so the companies will have some websites or apps or not? Yes. Company will have some websites or not? Yes. Nowadays they are creating chatbots, guys. Previously it is not there. Now they are creating. And if the company is doing some business, then they'll do some automations or not? Yes. And the company will store the business data or not? Yes. And the company will go and analyze that business data or not? Yes, they'll do. So now, if you take any company, if you take any one of these companies, so the company, they'll have what? They need to have all this business application. These are all called as business applications, guys, right? So now, as I said that before going to start the business, companies need to have implement some business applications. Now, what are called as business applications means These are all comes under the business applications, apps, websites, chatbot, automation, data sources, data analytics. These are all comes under the business applications. Must and should, guys. Nowadays, if you are doing some business means must, you need to have one app. It is mandatory nowadays. And website is mandatory. Automations are mandatory. Data storage is mandatory. Data analysis is mandatory. These are mandatory, guys. Nowadays, if you are starting some business and if you want to see some fruitful results in your business means must, these are required. So now my requirement, I want to implement all the business applications, guys. I want to implement all these business applications now. To implement all the business applications, we need to have one software. So what that software I'm going to use here is Power Platform. So now, in order to go and implement all the business applications, we need to go and use one software. What that software I'll use? We are going to use Power Platform. We are going to use which software? Power Platform software, right? Okay. So now we understand who will use Power Platform. Who will use the Power Platform now? As I said that if there is any company, if the company wants to start any business, then before going to start the business, what the companies need to do? Companies need to go and implement some business applications. To implement the business applications, what the software the companies are using nowadays? They're using what? Power Platform, right? Okay. So now we understand who will use the Power Platform. Companies will use it. And also one more point we understand. Power Platform is used for what? Power Platform is used for what? It is used to implement the business applications. One more point we understand here. What is the use of Power Platform? Power Platform is used to implement the business applications. Okay, fine. And now the next point we need to understand, who will hide the Power Platform developers now? Who will hide this Power Platform developers? For this question also, answer will be same, guys. So who will hide the Power Platform developers means which company is using the Power Platform software? Which company is using what? Power Platform software. To implement what? To implement the business applications. Which company is using the Power Platform software to implement the business applications? The same company will go and hire whom? The same company will go and hire the Power Platform developers. Same company will go and hire who? Power Platform developers. So who will hire the Power Platform developers means which company is using the Power Platform software? Which company is using what? Power Platform software. The same company will go and hire the Power Platform developers, right? Okay. Now the next point we need to understand, why these companies hiring the Power Platform developers? Why these companies? Why these companies are hiring this Power Platform developers? Because Power Platform developers will go and work with which software? Power Platform software. Power Platform developers will go and work with which software? Power Platform software. So with the help of Power Platform software, Power Platform developers will go and implement what? Business applications. With the help of Power Platform software, Power Platform developers will go and implement what? Business applications. With the help of the business applications, companies will start doing what? Business. With the help of the business applications, companies will start doing what? Business, right? Okay. So here, clearly we understand who will use Power Platform and who will hire the Power Platform developers, guys, right? Okay. So from here, we come to know that nowadays, companies are using the Power Platform software, implement the business applications. Nowadays, companies are using the Power Platform software to implement all the business applications, right? Okay, fine. And now from here, we need to understand two more points, guys. What we need to understand from here is what I said here. I said that before going to start the business, what the companies need to do? Companies need to go and implement what? Business applications. Before going to start the business, what the companies need to do? They need to go and implement some business applications. Now, why? Why the companies need to implement the business applications before going to start the business? What is the need? What is the need of business applications? This is the first point we need to understand. And the second point we need to understand here, how to implement this business applications using Power Platform. How to implement what? This business applications using Power Platform. These 2 points we need to understand now, right? So first, let me go and discuss about. First, let me keep those 2 points, guys. First of all, let me go and keep those 2 points. Let me keep here. what is the need of what is the need of business applications. And second point, we'll understand how to implement this business applications using Power Platform. How to implement the business applications using Power Platform software. How to implement the business applications using Power Platform software, right? Okay, fine. Now, let me start discussing this. First, we'll go and discuss about what is the need of business applications. Why the companies need to implement the business applications before going to start the business. What's the need of them? Let me keep here, guys. What's the need of business applications is business applications are used to implement. These are used to implement or streamline. These are used to implement or streamline the business process of an organization. Simple, guys. What is the need of business applications? Business applications are used to implement or streamline. Now, what you want to streamline, guys? What you want to streamline? I want to streamline what? Business process of what? Organizations. So every organization means companies, guys. Every company will have some business process, guys. There is no doubt. If you take Amazon company will have some business process. If you take ICICI, it will have some process. If you take Swiggy, they'll have some business process. So if you take any company, the companies will have some business process. Now I want to streamline that business process, guys. Now, if you want to streamline the business process of the organizations, then must and should go and use what? Business applications. With the help of the business applications, we can implement or streamline the business process of the organizations, guys. So now we understand what is the need of business applications. Business applications are used to streamline what? Business process of what? Organizations. Right? Fine. Okay. So now we understand what's the need of business applications. And from here, we need to understand one more point. What is meant by business process now? Business process means what, guys? Business process means it involves in, let me keep here. Business process will involves in multiple activities, comma, tasks and rules that are used to implement the process of an organization. What is the need of what's meant by business process? Business process will involves in what? It involves in multiple activities, tasks, and rules. That means if you are doing some business, means within the business we'll do some multiple activities or yes, we'll do some multiple tasks. While doing these activities and tasks, we need to follow some rules. Now, by using what? We can define all these activities, tasks, and rules means with the help of the business applications. By using the business applications, we can implement all these activities, tasks, and rules, guys. Right? Okay. So here we understand what is the need of business applications and what is meant by business process, right? And now the next point, we need to understand how to implement this business applications using Power Platform. We need to understand this point. Now, before going to start discussing how to implement the business applications using Power Platform, we need to understand one more point here, guys. What we need to understand here is while implementing this business applications, try to understand, important, guys. While implementing the business applications, there is one process we need to follow. It is not recommended to implement the business applications by your own. So let me go and understand about this process, guys. So while implementing the business applications, there is one process we need to follow. That process we'll call it as business applications process. Let me keep the point here. While implementing the business applications, there is one process we need to follow. That process we'll call it as business applications process, right? Okay. Now let me go and open the business applications process architecture, guys. Let me show you the architecture now so that you'll understand in a better way. So this is what the business applications process architecture. Business applications process architecture. While implementing the business applications for any company, we need to follow this process, guys. Let me go and understand what process it is. What is this process here? So try to understand, guys. First point, while implementing the business applications, while implementing what? Business applications. First of all, always we need to start with what? Front-end applications, guys. While implementing the business applications, always we need to start with front-end applications. Front-end applications means what? Front-end applications is nothing but apps, websites, and then chatbot. These three comes on the front end, guys. Front end means whatever the applications customers are able to see with their eyes, those comes under front end. Apps customers are able to see, websites customers see, chatbot also customers can able to see it. Right. Now, once after front end applications, second preference is for what? Next, we need to go and implement the data sources. Second, we need to go and implement what? Data sources. What is my data sources? Data sources is nothing but the place where the companies will store their business data. The place where the companies will store the business data. So this data sources comes under the backend. Comes under where? Backend. And next we need to go and implement what? Automations. Next thought preference is for what? Automations. The third step is automations. So nowadays, even small scale companies also prefer to do some automations, guys. And next, finally, the fourth step is what? Data analysis. Finally, the fourth step is what? Data analysis. Data analysis means what? Showing the data in the form of visuals or in the form of reports, guys. If you see, these are all the visuals. These are all the visuals. Showing the data in the form of visuals or in the form of reports, we'll call it as what? Data analysis. So these are the four steps involved in this, guys. These are the four steps involved in this. So while implementing the business applications, there is one process we need to follow. Now we'll call it as business applications process. Business applications process is a how many step process? Business applications process is a 4-step process, guys. So what are the 4 steps involved in this? Step 1 is start with front end. Always recommended to start with front end. Front end applications means what? Apps, websites, and then chatbot. Next, second step, go and implement what? Data sources. What is meant by data sources? The place where the companies will store their business data, will call it as data sources. And next, third one is what? Automation. And next, finally, the fourth step is what? Data analysis. So this is what the process we need to follow, guys, while implementing the business applications, right? And now, let's say here, let's say instead of starting with front-end applications, let's say you want to start with data analysis first. Yes, let us assume you want to start with data analysis. Now, it is possible to start with data analysis initially means no, it is not possible, guys. You are not able to start with data analysis. Why? Because to perform the data analysis, must and should we need to have the data sources. So this data analysis depends on what? Data sources. So if you have the data sources, then we can do the data analysis means no. Again, this data sources depends on what? Front-end applications. And also these automations, majority of the times, it depends on the data sources. And sometimes it depends on the front-end applications also. So now what we understand here, whatever the 4-step business applications process will have, these 4 steps are connected with each other internally, guys. All these 4 steps are connected with each other internally. Each and every step is having some connection with another step. So how these 4 steps are connected with each other internally and why they are connected, you'll understand. I will explain you, guys. I'll explain you in a detailed way. For now, just keep in mind, this business applications process is a 4-step process. These are the 4 steps involved in this, right? So let me go and keep that point here. As we come to know, this business applications process is a 4-step process. So what are the 4 steps involved in this? Step 1 is what? Front-end applications. Front-end applications. Step 2 is what? Data sources. Step 3 is what? Automations. Step 4 is what? Data analysis. These are the 4 steps involved in this, right? Okay. Now, let me go and discuss one by one, guys. So we'll understand what is front-end applications, we'll understand what is meant by data sources, we'll understand what's meant by automations and also data analysis. And then we'll come to know how these four steps are connected with each other, how this data analysis depends on the data sources, how the data sources depends on front end, and how these automations depends on the data sources, how these four steps are connected with each other internally. You'll understand, right? Fine. So let's start implementing this. Let me start implementing this four-step business applications process. So now in this four-step business applications process, always start with what? Front end. So front end applications means what? What comes in picture? Apps, websites, and then chartboard. These three comes under the front end, right? Okay. Now let us assume, guys. Now let us assume that in order to go and understand, this four-step business applications process in a better way, to understand this business applications process in a better way, let us assume that we are implementing this process, this business applications process, for one of these companies, guys. Any company, if you take, let's take Swiggy. Let's take Swiggy. Swiggy is a well-known company, I think, for all of you people. Let's take Swiggy. Now let us assume that we are to understand this four-step business applications process in a better way. Uh, think that we are implementing the business applications process for Swiggy. Swiggy is doing what business? Food business. Keep in mind these 2 points, guys. We are to understand this concept in a better way. Let us assume we are implementing this business applications process for Swiggy. Swiggy is doing what business? Food business. Right. Okay. Now let us assume that here Swiggy company, they are ready with front-end applications, guys. Let us assume that Swiggy company, they are ready with what? Front-end applications. So if the company is ready with front-end applications, then slowly they can start doing the business, guys. Promoting their business, testing their business functionality. Slowly they can start doing. So as they are ready with front-end applications, and Swiggy is doing some food business, now let us assume that we are the customers. We are the customers. Now, as a customer, I want to buy some food item from Swiggy, guys. Now, if you want to buy some food item from the Swiggy, then what we need to do as a customer to buy the food items from Swiggy? First of all, we need to go and download and install. We need to download and install what? Swiggy app in your mobile phones. First of all, we need to go and download and install the Swiggy app in the mobile phone. Once after downloading and install the Swiggy app, next we'll do what? We'll go and place an order. Once after downloading and installing the Swiggy app in the mobile phone, we'll go and place an order. Once the order is placed, we'll place an order, guys. Customers will place the orders. Once the customer places an order, immediately within half an hour to 1 hour, guys, it will take hardly 1 hour, not more than. Within half an hour to 1 hour, Swiggy company will go and deliver that food item to the customer, right? This is what we know. This is what we know as a customers, guys. But try to understand. We need to understand one point here. So as a Power Platform developer, you are going to work as a Power Platform developer or a Power Apps developer, guys. As a Power Platform developer or a Power Apps developer, you need to understand one point here. What you need to understand here is, keep in mind, guys, whenever the customer places an order in the app, whenever the customer is placing an order in the app, that means what customer is doing here is, customer is generating some business data for Swiggy company, guys. Let's take I'm the customer. Let us assume I'm the customer. Now I am placing an order in the Swiggy app. If I place an order means what is happening internally means I am generating some business data for Swiggy company. Now, what kind of business data customers will generate for Swiggy company whenever the order is placed? Let me keep here, guys. They'll generate the orders data. Orders data means what? Like order ID, sales price of that order, profit of that order, profits data, food item, which food item customer is placed, food item slated data, food item slated data, food item slated data, and also restaurant slated data, restaurant slated data, and also will generate what? Customer slated data, like customer ID, customer name, mobile number, delivery address. So order date, order time, delivery time. Like this, we'll generate some lot of information. Yes. So this is called as orders data. This data is called as what? Orders data. So orders data is also called as business data. Guys. Orders data is also called as what? Business data. So now where the Swiggy company will store the orders data? I am placing an order. So I am generating some orders data. Where the Swiggy company will store my orders data. Whatever the order I placed, Swiggy company will store my orders details. Where Swiggy company will store the data, guys. Try to understand. Whenever the customer places an order in the app, the complete details of that order automatically will comes into where? Data sources. Once the order is placed, automatically the complete details of that order will comes into where? Data sources. Now data sources contains what? Business data. Let me keep here now. So now we understand whenever the customer places an order, the complete details of that order will comes into where? Data sources. Data sources contains what? Business data. Let me keep that point here. Data sources contains what? Business data. Now, in which format the companies will store the business data in the data sources? Companies will store the business data in the data sources in the form of what? Tabular format, guys. Companies will store the data in the data sources in the form of tables. Keep in mind these points, guys. Important, very, very important. Don't take today's class just an introduction class or a demo. Today's class is very, very important, guys. So in the data sources, companies will store the data in the form of what? Table format. Okay, fine. So now we understand step 1 and step 2. Whenever the customer places an order in the app, the complete details of that order will comes into the data sources. Data sources contains what? Business data in the form of what? Tables, right? Okay. Now, next point we'll discuss about automations. So now, automations means what? Sending the automated emails to the customers or sending the automated text messages to the customers or getting the approvals. Getting what? Approvals. This we can do automatically. Now we need to understand where the Swiggy company will go and do the automations, guys. Let me give one scenario. Let me give one scenario where the Swiggy company will do the automations. Now, if you observe, guys, if you observe, whenever the order is placed, whenever the order is placed in the app, if you observe, once the order is placed successfully, Swiggy company will send one email to the customer. Yes or no? Once the order is placed successfully in the app, Swiggy company will send one email to the customer, confirmation email, right? So now tell me whatever the mails the Swiggy company is sending to the customers, those mails are sent by the humans or not? Yes or no? Whatever the mails the Swiggy company is sending to the customers, do you think that those mails are sent by the humans? Yes or no, guys? Someone can answer. Just think of it.
No, sir. No.
No, those are not sent by the humans.
No.
Those are not sent by the humans. Those are automated emails. Automatically, Swiggy company is sending the email to the customer. Now, why the Swiggy company is sending the emails to the customers automatically? Why they are not using the humans to send that email? Let me explain, guys. Because there are two major reasons. There are two major reasons. The first one is, let us assume in the Swiggy app, how many customers will place the orders? Just for one day. Just for one day. Let's take some average number, guys. Complete in India, like major cities like Hyderabad, Chennai, Bangalore, Kolkata, Pune, Mumbai. Let's take these major cities. How many customers will place the orders just for one day? Thousands, right? Thousands of customers will place. Let's take 50,000 customers are placing the orders or 50,000 orders are placed just for one day. Now, for all the 50,000 customers, whenever the customer places an order, for all the 50,000 customers, Swiggy company need to send one email or not? Yes, confirmation email that your order is placed success. And also Swiggy company need to send one email to the restaurant that which restaurant need to prepare the food. They need to send one email or notification. Now 50,000 emails to the restaurants. And also they need to send one more email to the customer that order is delivered successfully. So totally how many mails here? 50, 50, 50. Total 1.5 lakh mails. 1.5 lakh emails. Now tell me, it is possible to send 1.5 lakh emails per day with the help of humans? Humans can able to send 1.5 lakh emails per day? Basically, it is not possible, guys. Basically, it is not possible. But what Swiggy company is doing here is, Swiggy company wants decided to do this work with the help of humans only. So to do this work with the help of humans, to send more than 1 lakh mails per day manually, they are hiring some big manpower, guys. They are hiring some huge employees. Let's take they are hiring some thousands of employees. Let's take 30,000, 40,000, some employees they are hiring. Maybe these thousands of employees, maybe they can do the work Maybe they can send, let's take if you are hiring around 30,000 employees is there, maybe they can send 1 lakh mails per day, maybe they can send, right? But second point we need to understand, just 1 second guys, we lost it. Total how many mails they need to send? 1.5 lakh emails per day. If you want to do this work with the help of humans, no, humans are not able to do this work. But let us assume Swiggy company decided to do this work with the help of humans, so they are hiring some big manpower. Maybe they are hiring some 30,000 to 40,000 employees. Maybe they can send 1 lakh, 1.5 lakh mails per day. Okay, fine. Up to it is good. They can hire big manpower. But try to understand the second point. When the Swiggy company will send the email to the customers, restaurants, when the Swiggy company need to send the emails, once the customer places an order, once the customer places an order, immediately within the fraction of seconds, guys, once the customer places an order in the app, immediately within the fraction of seconds, they need to send the email to the customers. Hardly it need to take 4 to 5 seconds, guys. Hardly it need to take 4 to 5 seconds. Within 4 to 5 seconds, they need to send the email to the customers. Now tell me, even though you have thousands of employees, these thousands of employees, they can able to understand what order the customer is placed, understanding the order data, and composing that email, sending that email to the customer in 4 to 5 seconds. It is possible. Even though you have thousands of employees, they can send the email to the customer in 4 to 5 seconds by understanding what is the order placed and composing the email, sending that email in 4 to 5 seconds. No, guys, it is not possible. If you want to do this kind of work with the help of humans, no, humans are not able to do this work, guys, right? So now, like this, every company will have some repeated work process. Every company will have what? They'll have some repeated work process like this. If you want to do this kind of repeated work process with the help of humans, no, humans are not able to do it. So in order to go and do this work, companies are using what? Companies are using some systems. They are using some systems or softwares. So if you are doing some work with the help of systems or softwares, then we'll call it as what? Automation, guys. So whenever the customer places an order in the app, the complete details of that order comes into the data sources. Whenever the data comes here into the data source, immediately by taking that data as a reference, I want to send one automated email to the customer. When I want to send, once the data comes into the data sources, immediately by taking that data as a reference, send one automated email regarding that order placed, right? Okay, this is where the company will do the automations. And next, finally, data analysis, guys. So nowadays, even small scale companies also prefer to perform the data. Data analysis means what? Analyzing the business. If you are doing some business means, then you will analyze your business or not. You are getting what the amount you spend, what the profits you are getting, if you are getting any loss, what the loss you are getting, and also you will take some decisions to increase your sales to get more profit. This is called as data analysis, guys. So now nowadays most of the companies are preferred to perform the data analysis in the form of visuals or in the form of reports, guys. Most of the companies are preferred to analyze the data in the form of visuals or in the form of reports. Now, if you want to create the visuals or the reports, then you need to have the data. If you want to create the visuals or reports, we need to have the data. Now, from where we'll take the data to create the visuals or reports? Yes, someone can answer, online people. Already we discussed. Just see this. Now, I want to create the visuals. From where I'll take the data?
Data source.
Data sources, correct. So as we know that already, companies will store the data in the data sources in the form of what? Tables. So now let's take, there is one table, guys. Let's take, there is a table, orders table or sales table. Both are same. Let us assume there is a table, orders table or the sales table we'll have. Let me keep here. We'll have one table called orders table or the sales table. Now in this table, let us assume we'll have 10 million orders data is there. How many orders data? 10 million. Now, if you have this, like if you have this kind of huge volumes of 10 million means huge volumes of data, guys. If you have the millions of records in the form of table, then it is not possible to analyze the data, guys. It is not possible to analyze the data. Now, to analyze the data, what the companies are doing here is, whatever the data is there in the form of tables, they are showing that data in the form of visuals or reports. Once after showing that data in the form of visuals or reports, then by seeing these visuals or reports, companies will do what? They'll go and analyze the data. Companies will do what? They'll go and analyze the data. So let me open one report, guys. I'll show you one report here so that you will understand in a better way. I'm opening one report here. And also in this report, I'm showing the orders data only, guys. As we are discussing about the orders data in today's class, I'm taking the same data. Let's take, there is one table here. There is a table orders table. I'm having one table orders table. Here I'm having near 10,000 orders data I'll have. Let me give a simple example, guys. Let's take, I'm having one in this table. There is one column. Let's take, there is a column. Which column it is? Let's take region column is there. Now I am having these many regions, 4 regions is there. Now I want to know region wise what sales they are doing. Now tell me, it is possible for you to understand region wise sales if the data is in the form of table? No. If the data is in the form of tables, then it is not easy to analyze the data, guys. So what I'm doing here, whatever the data is there in the form of table, I'm showing that data here in the form of what? Visuals or report. These are all the visuals, guys. And group of visuals, this is one complete report. And now if you see, here I'm showing what total products they're selling, total number of products they're selling, 38,000 products, total sales, total profit, total orders placed, total discounts. And you can see here, sales by category. Sales by category. They are selling 3 categories of products. And you can see easily, you can understand category wise what sales they're doing. And also you can see here, region wise sales. Now by seeing this visual, easily you can understand which region is doing the highest sales, which is doing the less sales. Now, how much time it is taking for you to understand region wise sales here? A fraction of seconds. But here, it is possible. It is possible for you to understand region wise sales. If the data is in the form of table, it is not possible, guys. But here, you can understand in a fraction of second. So like this, most of the companies are preferred to analyze their business data in the form of visuals or in the form of report. This is one complete report, guys. Right? Fine. Okay. So this is all about what is this 4-step business applications process, guys. Now we understand what is front-end applications. We understand what is meant by data sources. We understand what's meant by automations, and also we understand about the data analysis. And also we understand how these 4 steps are connected. Why this data analysis depends on data sources, how the data sources depends on front end, how the automation depends on the data sources, right? Fine. So let me go and keep those points here, guys. Whatever I discussed still now, let me mention those points here. I said that front end applications means what? Front end applications is nothing but creating the apps, comma, websites, comma, chatbots, and next data sources. I said that what's meant by data sources? Place where the companies will store their business data will call it as data sources. And automations. What's meant by automations? Let me keep here. Automation is nothing but automation is nothing but doing certain repeated work automatically without any human interactions. If you're doing some work automatically without any human interactions, then we'll call it as automation. And then finally, data analysis. Data analysis means what? Let me keep here. It is one process, guys. Uh, the process of converting the business data into actionable information. Actionable information means visuals or reports. Now, why I'm calling this visuals or reports as an actionable information? Because by seeing these visuals or reports, they'll take some actions, guys. They'll take some what? actions. Let me show you an example. Let's take here, I'm showing the region wise sales. By seeing this visual, they can understand South region is doing very less sales. So they'll take some actions now to increase the sales in the South region. Correct? Yes. So as they're taking some actions by seeing the visuals, that's why I'm calling it as what? Actionable information. So this is all about what is this 4-step business applications process. Now my requirement, I want to implement this 4-step business applications process using Power Platform. How to implement the business applications process using Power Platform. How to implement this 4-step business applications process with the help of Power Platform software, right? Let me go and discuss it, guys. First of all, let me go and keep here what is Power Platform. First of all, let me go and keep here what is Power Platform. Now try to understand, guys. What is Power Platform? Microsoft Power Platform is used to implement business applications process of an organization. It is used to implement the business applications process of an organization. Then how to implement, guys? I want to go and implement this 4-step business applications process of an organization. How to implement it? Let me start implementing. So now let me copy and paste it here. Now I want to implement this 4-step business applications process using our platform. Now how to implement it? Now before going to understand how to implement this business applications process using Power Platform, let me go and discuss about the Power Platform architecture. What is the architecture of Microsoft Power Platform? So if I understand the architecture, then it is easy for us to understand this applications process, right? Let me go and show you the architecture of Power Platform, guys. Now, this is what the Power Platform architecture. Now, first, you need to understand 2 points here, guys. First of all, keep in mind the 2 points. The first point we need to understand, as we know that Power Platform is used for what? Power Platform, it is used to implement a 4-step business applications process. The first point we need to understand. It is used to implement the 4-step business applications process. And the second point we need to understand here is, keep in mind, Power Platform means, don't think that it is a single software, guys. Power Platform means it is not a single software. It is a collection of softwares. There are different softwares in the Power Platform. What are the different softwares we'll have? You'll understand, right? But now keep in mind these 2 points, guys. Okay. Now let me start understanding this business application, this Power Platform architecture. Now, as we know that Power Platform is used to implement the 4-step business applications process. In the 4-step business applications process, always we'll recommend to start with what? Always it is recommend to start with what? Front-end applications, right? This is the step 1. Now, in order to go and implement the front-end applications, here we have the different softwares: Power Apps, Power Pages, Power Virtual. These are 3 softwares we'll have to implement what? Front-end applications. And second step is data sources. So now try to understand the point here, guys. Here, if you want to store your business data, within the Power Platform means, if you want to store the business data within the Power Platform means, then go and use what? Dataverse. Go and use what? Dataverse. What is Dataverse means? Dataverse is an inbuilt, data storage software within the Power Platform, guys. Dataverse is an inbuilt data storage software within the Power Platform. That means if you want to store your business data within the Power Platform, go and use Dataverse. Not only Dataverse, Power Platform will allows you to store the data in the different data sources like SQL Server, SharePoint, Oracle, MySQL, Excel, CSV, SAP, HANA, Dynamics 365. Like this, it will support hundreds and thousands of data sources, guys, not 1 or 2 data sources. It will suppose to store the data in almost all the different types of data sources, right? And next third step is what? Automations. Now to perform the automations, go and use what? Power Automate. Now if you want to do the automations, go and use what? Power Automate. This is the third step. And finally, data analysis. Now to perform the data analysis, go and use what? Power BI. Go and use what? Power BI. Power BI is another software. which is used for what? To create the visuals or reports. Using Power BI, we can create the visuals or reports to analyze the business data, right? Okay. So now we understand this Power Platform. It is not a single software. Power Platform is a collection of softwares. There are different softwares in the Power Platform. With the help of this collection of softwares, we can implement the business applications process. So let me go and keep that point here, guys. So as we come to know, Power Platform is not a single software. Power Platform is a collection of softwares. What are the different softwares we'll have? Let me list out all those here, guys. First, I'll keep here Power Apps. Second, Power Automate. Third, Power BI, Power Pages, Power Virtual Agent. Sixth one is Dataverse. Right? Okay. Now, these are different softwares we'll have. Now, with the help of this collection of softwares, we need to understand how to implement this four-step business applications. Right? Okay. So now let me start implementing this. First, always start with front end. In the front end, first I want to create the apps. To create the apps, go and use what? Power Apps. Now let me go and keep here, guys. What is Power Apps means? Power Apps is used to Power Apps is used to create the apps or the forms within the Power Platform. Within the Power Platform, if you want to create the apps or the forms, then go and use what? Power Apps. And next, websites. If you want to create the websites, then go and use what? Power Pages. What is the use of this Power Pages is? This Power Pages, it is used to create Power Pages is used to create secured web pages. So if you want to create some web pages, in here in Power Platform terminology, we don't call it as websites. We'll call it as web pages. If you want to create any websites, go and use Power Pages. And then next, I want to create the chartboard. To create the chartboards, go and use what? Power Virtual Agent. What is Power Virtual Agent? Let me keep here. This Power Virtual Agent is used to create the AI chartboards. Chartbot means it is just like a customer support, guys. It is just like what? Customer support. So if you want to create any chartboards, then go and use what? Power Virtual Agent. And next, data sources. Step 2 is data sources. I said that what is the inbuilt data storage software? Dataverse. Now, what is Dataverse? Dataverse is a database software which is used to store the business data within the Power Platform. If you want to store the business data within the Power Platform, then go and use what? Dataverse. But not only Dataverse, it will support you to store that data in the other databases also, right? Fine. Okay. And next, automations. Now to do the automations, go and use what? Power Automate. So now what is Power Automate, guys? What is Power Automate? So Power Automate is an automation software, which is used to automate the repeated work process. So as I said that already, every company will have some repeated work process, guys. Now I want to automate that work process. To automate that work process, I need to have an automation software. What that software I'm using here? Power Automate. So Power Automate is an automation software which is used to automate what? Repeated work process, right? And finally, data analysis. Now to perform the data analysis, go and use what? Power BI. Go and use what? Power BI. What is Power BI now? Power BI is a Power BI is a data analytics software which is used to analyze the business data, which is used to analyze the business data stored in data sources. whatever the business data stored in the data sources. Now I need to analyze the data. To analyze the data, we'll go and use what? Power BI. So now, with the help of this collection of softwares, I'm able to implement this 4-step business applications process or not? Yes. So with the help of this collection of softwares in the Power Platform, we are able to implement this 4-step business applications process. And also one more point, whatever the 6 softwares I listed here and their usages, the same 6 points I listed in the beginning of the session, if you observe. I said that in the beginning of the session, I said that what Power Platform can do. We can create the apps, can create some websites, chartboard, automations, data sources, and data analysis. So whatever the 6 points I listed in the beginning of the session, the same I am telling here or not? Yes, the same I'm mentioning here, right? So this is all about what is Power Platform. Yes. So now I done with the session. Let me conclude it. As I said that in today's class, we'll be understanding the complete introduction to Power Platform. So what we understand in today's class, we understand what is Power Platform, what is meant by business applications, and next we understand how to implement the business applications using Power Platform. Also, we understand the Power Platform architecture. Next, we understand what we can do with the help of Power Platform. Next, we understand who will use Power Platform and who will hide the Power Platform developers. These are all the different points we discuss in a detailed way. So let me conclude it. I'll take the questions now. Before going to take the questions, please make a note. Make a note of this point first. So now let me copy something from here. To write everything, it will take some lot of time. So I'll just do copy paste. Just copy from here to here, paste it. Now try to understand. Yes, make a note. So today, consider today's class is a demo. Introduction class. So now when the new batch will start, guys? New batch will start from tomorrow itself. New batch will start from tomorrow. Tomorrow 7th of May. Tomorrow is Thursday. New batch will start from tomorrow itself. So batch timings is what? Morning 9 to 10:30 a.m. Guess 1 to 1.5 hour session. The class will be 1 hour to 1.5 hour session. It depends on the content we are discussing, right? So here, when we'll start the new batch? New batch will start from tomorrow itself. Continuation of today's class is on when? Tomorrow. At what time? Morning 9 to 10:30. Guess. As today is the demo, I'm taking for 11 o'clock. Guess. I'm taking for 11 o'clock. But from tomorrow onwards, we'll start the batch. So from tomorrow onwards, the class timings will be 9 to 10:30 a.m. Right? Fine. Second point, coming 2 more classes are free, guys. So you have the access to attend the 3 free classes. You don't want to pay any registration amount also, guys. 3 free classes you can attend for free. Today is the class 1. Coming 2 more classes you can attend for free, guys. That means tomorrow and day of tomorrow you can attend the sessions for free. So what I'll discuss there in the next coming 2 more classes, guys, practicals. So practically at a high level, we'll understand how Power Platform softwares will work. So here in today's class, I haven't shown you even 1 point practical, guys. In today's class, I haven't shown you even 1 point practicals. Every point I discussed in today's class is theoretical. So whatever I discussed theoretically here in today's class, I will show you every point practically in the next coming 2 to 3 classes, guys. I will show you how to create an app here in the Power Apps. And then I will show you how from Power Apps, from the app, how we'll store the data in the data sources. And also I'll show you by taking that data as a reference, how to create how to send emails. And also I'll show you by taking the data from the data sources, how to create the visuals or reports. Whatever I discussed here in today's class theoretically, the same points I'll discuss practically in the next coming 2 classes, guys. As I'm going to discuss practicals and it is free of cost, try to attend them, guys. Try to attend the coming tomorrow and day of tomorrow's class, where we'll be getting some practical knowledge, right? Fine. This is what the new batch tells. Tomorrow onwards, we'll start the batch, and this is the batch timing. And next, coming to today's class, guys. Once after completion of today's class, I am going to share one mail with you. In this email, you'll be getting the class notes. Today's class complete notes, I will share it with you. Today, you'll get one mail now. In that mail, you'll get the class notes. You'll get what? This complete class notes. Along with the class notes, you will get what? Recorded video. Today's class video also I will share. Along with that, you will get what? Content, course content. I think all of you received the content. If not, I'll share it again. This is the course content, guys. I clearly listed here what the topics we are going to cover in the coming classes. So I'll request you people go and walk through the content once. I'll request you people go and walk through the content once. And what's the course duration? 2 months is the duration, guys. Daily 1 to 1.5 hour session. Only weekdays, Monday to Friday. Saturdays and Sundays, mostly we don't have the classes. 2 months is the duration, daily 1 hour to 1.5 hour session. Now, within 2 months, we'll complete the course, guys. There is no doubt. Even after completing the course, you have the access to attend the live classes. How many months you have the access to attend the live classes? 6 months from the date of joining, guys. So, keeping in mind the different reasons from the student's point of view, as my training is attending, all are working professionals. So, due to some reasons, personal reasons, they are not able to complete attending the live classes in 2 months. Keeping in mind all the reasons, I am providing the access to attend the live classes for up to 6 months, guys. So, don't waste your time attending the classes for 6 months. As I am providing, keeping in mind some reasons, try to complete the course in 2 months, guys. It is best for you. Don't waste your time spending 6 months or 5 months time, right? And next, coming to the skills, I said that 2 months is the duration, right? In this 2 months, what skills you are going to learn? So you are going to learn Power Apps and Power Automate. These are the major skills we are going to learn. In Power Apps, we are going to concentrate creating on the Canvas apps, guys. We are going to concentrate creating on what apps? Canvas apps. And Power Automate, we'll discuss on the cloud flows. These are the two major skills we are going to learn in this 2 months of course duration. We are going to more focusing on Power Apps and Power Automate. So these two, both Power Apps and Power Automate, will learn from scratch, guys. From the scratch, from basics to advanced. We'll discuss both Power Apps and Power Automate from basics from basics to advanced. So, and also with this training, after completion of this 2 months of training, you can comfortably keep max 2 to 3 years of experience, guys. With this training, after completion of this training, you can get how much knowledge you can get? 2 to 3 years of experience. Professionals, what knowledge they'll have, that knowledge you can get. With this experience, you can keep 2 or 3 years of experience in Power Apps and Power. That much knowledge you can gain here. These are the two core skills we are going to concentrate. Along with these two skills, both Power Apps and Power Automate, along with this, I'm going to cover a few concepts in the SharePoint, few concepts which are required for Power Apps and Power Automate. And also I'll cover a few concepts in the Dataverse which are required for Power Apps and Power Automate. And also I'll discuss few concepts in the SQL. These are the three data sources which we are going to use in Power Apps and Power Automate. All these three databases we'll discuss up to what level we required in Power Apps and Power Automate, right? And these are the skills you are going to learn in this 2 months of course duration. Mainly, we are focusing on Power Apps and Power Automate. And coming to the registered students, guys, people, those who got registered with us, registered students, what the benefits you'll get? Everyday class notes, guys. Every day you'll get the class notes. And most importantly, all recordings. Every class recording I will share, you'll have the access for the recordings for 2 years. 2 years, you'll get the access for the recordings. And also we'll share the interview question answers with you. I'll share the resumes with you. I'll share some projects which we need to keep it in your resumes. And also we'll conduct the mock interviews. These are the add-ons you'll get, people, those who got registered. Along with this, what benefits you'll get here is, we'll provide the license, guys. We'll provide the Microsoft 365 developer account, which is for practice purpose. So this license you can use for 6 months for free of cost. We don't charge anything. We'll share the licenses with you for practice. You can use that license for 6 months. Along with this, as I mentioned, live classes access for how many months? 6 months from the date of joining, right? So these are all the add-ons you'll get, people, those who got registered. And next, we have one community, guys. We have one community for Power Platform training. So people, those who haven't joined in the community, I'll request to join there. Most of the students haven't joined in the community, guys. Please join in the community. I'm keeping that community link in the chat box. I posted that link in the chat box. Use that link and join the community to get the latest updates regarding Power Platform training. To get any update regarding Power Platform training, I'll post it there. Not only update, guys, even today's class video, next tomorrow's class link, everything I'll keep on posting in this community, WhatsApp community. You please join there. so that you will get the updates in your fingertips. And next, if you have any questions regarding the batch timings and the fees details, you can reach out to my team. Any questions regarding batch details and fees details, you can reach out to my team, right? Fine. I'm giving the chat box team details, contact details also. Now go with the questions, guys. Now, before going and take the questions, I think most of the people will have one question in your mind. Most commonly asked question: any prerequisite to learn Power Apps and Power Automate? To learn Power Apps and Power Automate, is there any prerequisite? The answer is no. No prerequisites to learn Power Apps and Power Automate, guys. It is not required. Not require any prior coding knowledge or IT knowledge to learn it. Why? Because most of the work in Power Apps and Power Automate, most of the work, 60 to 70% of the work will be done by using some GUI options. Most of the work, 60 to 70% of the work will be done by using GUI options. Remaining 30 to 40% of the work, 30 to 40% of the work will be done by using some functions. Functions means simple functions like Excel like functions. People know who know Power BI, how we'll have the tax functions, same similar type of functions we'll have here, guys. So we don't require any prior coding knowledge like C, Java, Python, or React. Any knowledge is not required to learn Power Apps or Power Automate, guys. Right? So anybody can learn this. So people, those who are working in non-IT, who are coming from non-technical background, non-IT background, who have some career gap, anybody can learn this because you don't require to learn have any prior knowledge to learn the skills. It is easy to understand. Most of the work will be done using just drag and drop. Remaining functions also will be done just by using some functions. So you people not required any prior skills to learn this. Anybody can go online, right? Fine. So I'll stop here today. So continuation of today's classes and when, guys? Continuation of today's classes and when? Tomorrow. From tomorrow onwards, we'll start the new batch. At what time? Morning 9 to 10:30. So I'll stop here and I'll see you in the next class and when? Tomorrow at morning 9 o'clock, guys. Right? Fine. So now let's go with the questions, guys. I'll stop from my end. Now, if you have any questions, online people, now you can please raise your hands and I'll talk to you one on one.